Yes.
And these speakers are 20 years old? Amazing. Here we are in the doctor's music room. I'm a music producer. Produced a lot of music. I don't think I've ever heard such a good sound system. These Martin Logan speakers, 20 years old.
There goes a sight from my soul.
What's the horse's name?
Melly.
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 Today we're going to meet Melly.
There goes a sight from my soul.
We are arriving in Austrian horse country.
There goes a sight, there goes a sight.
What's this castle called, Hans?
It's called Wildeck. It was built in the 12th century first, the first castle, and it was destroyed.
Walking the dogs, huh?
One of the sons of one of the owners.
That's right, huh?
I think it's all angels just walk by.
My mother was an avid horse rider. She loved horse riding. And, apparently she took me horse riding when I was 6-month baby with my mom on the horse. Anyway, let's go in the stables. I love the smell.
Here they wash the horses.
Yeah.
Solarium.
Oh, it really is. Hi. So it smells so nice. So who's Melody?
Melly, the brown one. This is
And here's Melody. Oh my goodness. And how did you meet her? I mean, what?
I'm here since 41 years. My first horse was living in the stable over there. In March 22nd she will be 16 years old. I got her with 5. She is born here. She lived over here in this area.
And what's this little guy called?
India.
India. Is she your horse? No, she's just visiting.
Von unserer Freundin. Ja, from our friend.
She's visiting Melody. So this is her home with a garden,
Heated water.
heated water. The smell of hay and the wood and everything.
Yes.
And the air is so good as well. When did you realize you love horses?
13 years.
And what was that moment? Can you remember?
Yes, I remember very well. My cousin, who is 10 years older than me, said it would be nice to go for horse riding. So we went there, and there I had my first lesson on an old horse named Alora. She was a Lipizan stud with 35 years or something like that. And this was my first riding lesson. And starting from that moment, my life was always with horses. First castle in 1683. It was destroyed by the Turks and restructured it.
You know, as you jump in your fast cars and you reckon how powerful your car might be, you're going to measure it in horsepower, right? That's Milli horsepower and India horsepower. And for thousands of years, that's how men got around. I'm running here like a real cameraman. you've got to try and be as steady as you can.
You're sharing gloves. Which one do you want? The left one or the right one?
Did I tell you how much I love you? Oh,
Yes. Very cold.
what we do for vlogs, huh?
Do you ever ride again?
Yes, when I tried to impress a girlfriend. I was like 14 years old or 15. She loved horse riding. I'd never been on a horse, well, other than when I was 6 months old.
Oh my goodness.
And I decided to impress her and jump on the back of the horse. But in my mind's eye, the horse's back was so wide, and it wasn't. I nipped over and went whoops right over the other end and fell off. And then I was so embarrassed as a young teenager. That was the last time I saw the horse,
So
the
you
girl.
never went on the horse.
I
You
never
just
went over.
went over it.
How long do horses generally live?
About when they are healthy, they may live up to 30 years, even more.
As a character, how would you describe Millie's character?
Split up in two personalities.
Right.
On the one hand, she's a stud, and that's why she has to lead. Now she has the leadership. She's looking, you know. When I take her like that, puts down her head,
Yeah.
then I have the leadership. On the other side, she is very timid. That collides sometimes. Besides that, she's very verlässlich, very
The reliable temperament.
reliable temperament.
I will tell you, it's very cold. Between -3, -5, depending on where you are. But that's my vlog today, visiting with our friends Hans and Betty and the two delightful horses, Melly, Melody, and India. A day out with Hans and Betty, Caroline, her dear sister, and moi.
But the day is not over.
Not yet.
They have to look after the horse
For themselves.
for themselves. Yeah.
You see, the horses are lovely. You can see that.
Yeah.
When did you last ride a horse, Dani? Do you like horses?
I like them. I'm a little bit afraid of them, but I like them. I rode a horse in. I have to think about it.
I'm also a little bit afraid of horses, I have to tell you. I think one thing we should do as people is fight our fears. And I don't know about you guys as you're watching somewhere in the world, but I want to tell you something. I think I'm going to ride a horse again one day. I'm going to tackle my fear. She's still thinking about
I'm
it.
still thinking, but it was a very interesting trip. I was with my husband Max, and we were in
Amazing Max.
Where was it? I still have to think about it.
She's still thinking about it. Actually, I did a trip with Max to Croatia. We visited dairies and we visited vineyards and we visited olive growers where they made fantastic olive oil. And I videoed all of those as well. So he has a travel company. He's a doctor of history. An amazing man. Lots of insight. Loves churches. Max goes to more churches than I've been to. I have to talk to him about that one day on a vlog. So you were with Max and you were on the horse.
Yeah.
And you're a bit scared of them, but Max loves horses, right?
Yes.
Max,
yes.
Max on a horse.
Yes, of course.
Max, we make it. See, we're working. We're really working.
He is working.
No, no. I never seen anyone talk so much in my entire life.
Yeah, and
And people pay him for it.
you should know that this gentleman on my side is the only one working here.
Ah, no. He is doing a fantastic job.
And second time it was the same, but it was, where was it?
Lots of
I think Hans and Betty were with us.
What kind of music do you have here?
Classical music, jazz.
How many CDs do you have in this room?
About 10,000. My favorite piano is this one, yeah. Unfortunately, it's not tuned.
We're in the kitchen. We enjoyed the horses. Danny, did you finally remember where Max was on the horse and you were on the horse?
Yes, in Bhutan. And
Betty and Hans, they were with us.
So Hans, this was built by a gentleman
Yeah.
for his thesis,
Yeah, but
for his doctorate,
it was his masterpiece
his masterpiece.
because his father was also a piano builder.
Yeah, yeah.
And
But this is not a piano.
forte piano.
Forte piano.
So earlier on, I was talking about two beautiful horses. I said there's 2 horsepower, but that's actually not correct.
Give us the
Also eine Pferdestärke
One power horse.
for a house is to lift 330 British pounds 100 feet. This was defined by James Watts. And how many horsepower one horse has depends in
the
which
weight.
time. In which time. Over a longer time, it's exactly 1 horsepower. But for a short time, up to 24 horsepower.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
It could be 1 horsepower.
Kurze Zeit. Das ist so wie Sprinten und
The sprinter, if they take a
Ein Zeitraum kann ein Pferd bis zu 40 PS schaffen an Leistung.
They're still figuring out the whole horsepower thing, but I think 2 horses, Indy and Mary, are good enough horsepower for me. We're going to enjoy a very nice lunch, and it's been wonderful being with you guys again from here in Austria. Shalom, shalom.
Da ba dee da dee.